What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gentlemen and Whiskey. I'm Brandon.
I'm John.
And today we're talking through our top 5 whiskeys of 2022.
Let's go.
Let's f***ing go. Okay, so John and I both put together top 5 whiskey lists from 2022. John, talk about the criteria a little bit, because we did have some criteria when we put these lists together.
Yeah, so this is obviously not going to be all whiskeys that came out in 2022, but our criteria is either it's stuff that's a recurring release or something, that's a fairly decent standard bottle that is something that we tried for the first time in 2022,
Yep.
or it is a 2022 release or a 2021 release or whatever that we purchased in 2022.
Yeah, and so we tried all of these bottles for the first time in 2022.
We are in Pennsylvania and stuff comes to us slowly.
Can't do anything about it.
Not at all.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to go with your number 5? We're going to go 5 to 1?
Yep. Yeah, so number 5 for me on my list is Smoke Wagon Uncut, the Younger. I love Smoke Wagon stuff. It's MGP sourced. Aaron is doing a great job of blending. And someone gifted me this bottle. Uncut the Younger is really, really good. There is some proof on there, but it's very bright and fruity. I can't wait to pair it with a cigar later this year when it gets warm.
Yeah. So if you are not following Aaron on social media, especially Instagram, you are messing up.
Oh, you should be
massively.
You should be following him 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the Smoke Wagon Uncut, the regular, or whatever you want to call it, Smoke Wagon Uncut standard bottle is one of the best cigar pairing bottles. So
maybe the best I've had.
At some point when we get Gentlemen and Cigars up and running, maybe that will be our first cigar pairing.
I love that idea. To be continued. To be
continued. All right, so my number 5 might come as a shock. I'm a big proponent, purveyor. I like Stag a lot. This is batch 17, so part of the reason why this is my 5 and not higher, it fell a little flat for me. We did try Stag Junior batch 15 for the first time on live stream, and it was phenomenal. Like, it blows this batch out of the water.
Yeah, that was a crazy pour.
Yeah, really good. We're gonna do in an upcoming episode a lineup of 14 to 17. So it would be super hilarious that now that I've said this and this video is released, if 17 won that, that would be so funny to me.
Listen, I would love that, and also, I mean, I just think we need to really do our due diligence and taste all the stags and see which one's best.
Yeah, I mean, it's for science, right?
For science.
Awesome. All right, what's your number 4?
All right, number 4 for me was it was kind of an impulse buy. So this is Heaven's Door 10-year. I happened to be in the right place at the right time. Over the summer, I was down at the grog shop in Delaware. Shout out to Laura, because she hooked me up with a great recommendation here. This Heaven's Door, I'd never had any Heaven's Door, but she was like, this just hit. We got a case of it, like one case. It wasn't widely dispersed at the time. It's supposed to be really good. I bought it, just opened it recently, and was very excited that it was very, very good. So this makes my list. Number 4.
So it's Bob Dylan's whiskey.
Yep.
It is it says distilled in Tennessee, so probably Dickel.
It's a good guess.
You gave me a taste of it for Christmas, and I really enjoyed it.
For a celebrity whiskey that I'm very skeptical of, this was a really great one. So this was number 4 for me.
Yep, definitely the best celebrity whiskey I've had so far. All right, my number 4 is a Scotch. Wow. This is Ardbeg Ardcore. It is a black malted Scotch. It is very different from your typical Islay Scotches. It's got a lot more like leather and peaty, like smoky notes blend a little bit better.
Okay.
I know that's not necessarily your thing, but for me, this was definitely one of the best releases, Scotch-wise, of 2022.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I'll never try it. So, and that's fine.
Yeah, I opened it for Nate's birthday. What a better time to do that than...
Well, Nate's a big Scotch guy, so...
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Number three.
Number three.
Number three for me. This is a good example of something that was not a 2022 release, but I had the opportunity to grab a bottle for the first time in 2022. I had heard about it, and I had never tried it before. So I bought this, again, over the summer. I think I was in South Carolina, and saw it on a shelf for $55. And I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. That's the bottled and bond that everybody's talking about. I'm a big Heaven Hill fan, and so the nose is amazing. The palate's really, really great. I really was happy with this, especially for the price.
Yeah, I mean, it's not in Pennsylvania. I passed on it in Tennessee because I bought like 5 or 10 other bottles already. So, spending another...
Tapped out, you're tapped out.
Absolutely, 100%. I have tasted it. You gave me a taste of it at Christmas, and it was good. I think you definitely like Heaven Hill stuff a little bit more than I do, but it's solid.
See, I think you're right. I think you probably lean more towards turkey profiles, and I probably lean more towards Heaven Hill profiles, just in general.
Yep, I lean, I think, more towards turkey and Buffalo Trace, and you lean more towards like MGP and
Heaven Hill, stuff like that. Yeah. So,
awesome.
So for me, this is number 3. I loved it. Super happy with it.
All right, my number 3, Woodford Reserve Batch Proof. This is actually both we tasted in 2022 and is a 2022 release. So this was our tasting group's birthday bottle in addition to some Old Forester single barrels. I don't know what to say other than it's just solid. I think the copper pot still really shines through in this, in like tons of orange marmalade flavors.
I really thought this was like a standout release of 2022. I think it didn't get as much credit as it's due because we were tasting it against those Old Forester single barrels at the Gentleman of Whiskey birthday celebration. I honestly, like, you said you picked this up for like $130.
Yeah.
I would pay every dollar of $130 seeing this on the shelf. Yeah. I think it's worth every dollar.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that Bourbon and Burns pick was really hard to hard to beat.
That first floor Rickhouse.
Yep.
Dude. Anyway, that's besides the point.
All right, number 2.
That's a great bottle.
Yep.
All right, number 2 for me, Penelope Architect Build 4. I got to try their Architect Build 2 at a bottle share, and then missed the Architect 3 or Build 3 release. And then when I saw Build 4 on the shelves just a couple months ago, I was like so excited. Bought a couple bottles. It's French oaked. It's MGP. It's delicious. I just totally love it. It's number 2 for me.
Yeah, I think this goes back to what we were just talking about a little bit. I think you like MGP a lot more than I do. It fell a little flat for me. It seemed to me like they were trying to make younger whiskey better. And for you, I would say they succeeded. For me, not so much.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I just really like it. I think it's a really, really good bottle. So it's number 2.
All right. So my number 2, Blue Note Uncut. So this one is not opened, and that's because I've already killed a bottle of this. It is an Our Bourbon selection from March of last year. And honestly, I'd never had anything Blue Note. I'd heard good things, but I took a flyer on buying 2 bottles, and I don't think I've hit the flyer lottery like I did with this one ever before. It's sourced from Green River Distilling Company, and I just love it. Like, this is the second store pick that I've had. I don't know what else to say. They made Whiskey Advocate's top 20 list, so it's good to see that things that we're reviewing highly, other people are also discovering.
Yeah, wasn't this like in the top 10 on Whiskey?
Yeah, it was number 7.
Now, they may have put Jack Bonnet as number 1. I think this stuff is awesome. You let me try it. You actually got me kind of into Blue Note this year because of these bottles, and they are phenomenal. And I have one at home right now, but I haven't opened it and I haven't drank it yet.
Yep.
Now, we are ready to talk about our number 1 bottles from 2022. Before we do that, John, do you have some honorable mentions? I have one. I think you have 2.
Yeah, so we'll bookend them. I'll do my one, you do one. And then, okay.
Yeah,
all right,
do that.
So one of my honorable mentions is something that you just kind of alluded to. Whiskey Advocate had the Jack Bonded as their number 1 whiskey of the year. I don't even think it was the best Jack standard release of the year. I think the Triple Mash kicks it to the curb. It's new, it's interesting, it's different, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, I have nothing against a bonded. I've actually bought probably 3 bottles of it now.
Okay.
Like, I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't make my list, and it certainly wouldn't be number 1 in my mind, right?
Yeah.
For me. So I agree with you. I think the triple mash is really great too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great example. You like triple mash more. I like the bonded more.
Yeah.
Another example of our palates. My one honorable mention that I think is really worth mentioning is actually another Blue Note product. So they have a toasted expression called Crossroads that's 100 proof. Jon introduced it to me. Since he introduced it to me, I've found a way to grab 3 bottles of it.
Yep.
Over the last 6 months. It's amazing. If you see Crossroads, it's $45. It's worth buying.
Yeah, it was my favorite of our toasted video that we did this year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you want to see it in a video, there is that toasted video where we put it up against some really good toasted expressions.
Yep, and my last honorable mention is the Remus Repeal Reserve Gatsby edition. It is super expensive, but I think the whole experience is worth it. The packaging is fantastic. The cork is like super heavy, like very weirdly
it's like
fun to hold.
It's like a weapon.
Yeah,
heavy.
you could absolutely kill somebody with that cork.
Yep.
But to me, the first sip was a little lackluster, and then it opened up like crazy. It's cast strength at like 98 point something proof, but yeah, it's amazing. So shout out to Dave Warmingham for bringing that to 717 Bourbon Society.
Yeah.
Super cool. Thank you for sharing with us.
It was very cool to get to taste that.
All right, you ready? You ready to reveal your number 1?
Yes,
right.
I am ready. Number 1 bottle of 2022 that I bought and tried and loved. Ledge Craig Barrel Proof B522. This is not the C batch. This is the B batch. I feel like the last couple years, the C batches of these ECBP releases have been the most popular.
Yeah.
When I bought this, I was like, I'm going to buy it because I have the opportunity to, but I'm worried that it's not going to be great. And then it turned out I totally loved it. And I like it over the C batch.
Okay.
Just really, really great bottle.
Yep.
For me, I totally love it.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the B521 as my favorite of the 3 from 21. So
interesting.
I don't know that I agree with you from this year, but I know that we'll find out at some point.
Oh, I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we're going to drink more of this for sure.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, my number 1.
Your number 1 bottle.
Russell's Reserve 13 year. This is batch 3. I've been hunting this since they announced that it was coming. I've loved Russell's Reserve for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I thought their single barrels were fantastic. This is an age-stated release at cast strength, which is 113 point something proof. It's amazing. It is my perfect amount of oak, and then it mixes in with that wild turkey, apples, red fruits, a little bit of baking spices, and it just all melds to be a crazy experience.
Yeah. I thought you texted me when you grabbed this, and I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Because you finally got one.
I finally got one.
Finally got one, and it is insane. It is an insane whiskey. I think you're gonna do a video with Brad.
Yep.
Later on, you guys are gonna do 1, 2, and 3. I think so. You guys can look forward to that in the future.
Coming up.
Kind of put them all against each other and see which one is the best. Of the 3.
Absolutely.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
So, what are your 5 whiskeys? Do you want to critique our list? Do you want to give us your own? Comment below. We love to talk with you guys and talk whiskey. That's why we're here. We're doing this for fun. We're not doing this for money. So.
Oh yeah, we make zero money.
Yeah.
$0. In fact, it costs us because we have to buy the whiskey.
Absolutely,
so,
100%.
and the cameras and all this stuff. So.
Check out our other videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Do all the things.
All the things.
Cheers.
Cheers. Second, I'm gonna take my phone, put it over here.
Is it on
so I can sit
silent?
down. It is on. It's in airplane mode.
Okay.
Just so it doesn't vibrate.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yep.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right.